What's in the toy box today, folks? And there we have, let's see, there is the Survivor Series set with Samoa Joe, John Morrison, Kane, Drew McIntyre, and it looks like maybe, I wonder if Mando and Spawn's going to make it on this episode to join the final six for the Action Figure of the Year contest. Find out next on Tales from Collector's Paradise featuring Big Stevie Pump. Tales from Collector's Paradise, hosted by yours truly, Big Stevie Pump. Welcome to Tales from Collector's Paradise, featuring yours truly, Big Stevie Pump. Couple of things. Nashville strong. Guys lived in Nashville, was born in Nashville, so here some recent things happened on Christmas Day. Don't want to get into that, but anyway, Nashville themed shirts my last couple episodes. So anyway, Nashville strong. So also, hashtag just keep grinding and hashtag Pump Squad. How about you guys? And guys, I appreciate it. I appreciate the big year that we've had, and we've got a big end of the year special coming, but it's not coming till about January the 11th through the 15th, that window. And then we're going to go through a whole bunch of stuff for the year, like Action Figure of the Year, which, like I said, in order to qualify, you have to be submitted. I have to have reviewed you and recorded this footage in 2020 by December 31st of 2020. We're closing in on that time. We're about 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time right now on December the 31st. So, it's getting scarce, folks. There's 6 last entrants. We've got the Survivor Series set that I picked up. I believe they come from Walmart. I think you can get them Target. I think you can get them pretty much anywhere. But Kane, John Morrison, Samoa Joe, and that's bad, folks. Drew McIntyre. And then, of course, the other couple of figures I've got a Spawn figure, and they come from Amazon. And then I've also got a Mando from the Mandalorian that came from Amazon, also an exclusive. So that's coming up here in just a few minutes. But once again, like I said, the Action Figure of the Year, for me, I'm going to narrow it down to the 10, and then on that show, we're going to, figure out from there. So that's what we got, that big special. There's a couple of other treats and prizes coming for you that episode. Gonna be a nice episode, I think, to wrap up the year, season 1 of Tales from Collector's Paradise and BSPN programming. And even though it'll be a couple of weeks into January, that's just the way I'm doing it. I mean, since I have creative control here over BSPN Studios and Tales from Collector's Paradise, that's what I'm doing, folks. I've called it, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you the Big Stevie Pump guarantee on that, guys. And keep sticking around, because I'm going to show these figures, these buttes, in their packaged glory and in their open glory like nobody else can. All right, folks, and here you see the last 6 entrants. You see the Survivor Series set there. There's those 4. Samoa Joe, John Morrison, Kane, and Drew McIntyre. And then there you see Spawn, and this is from Amazon. And this is the one with the club. And they have one with a sword, and then they also have one with like a double-sided axe. I have the one with the double-sided axe, but I have 2 of this one with a club, which is why I decided to open it. And then you've got Mando, the Mandalorian, with the credit, that little credit there. This was an Amazon exclusive. They had different ones of these figures that you could track down the credit series, and some of them were at GameStop and in Walmart and Target and so on and so forth. That one was from Amazon. So there's the 6 we're about to get our hands on. Just hang tight. All right, and here's the back of the packaging. Let's go ahead and let's just get over here on Mando. And the cool thing about the Mandalorian is I really do like the sketch art or whatever, and I like the way they show that at the end of the show, and then just a bunch of gibberish down there. But Samoa Joe, and I like the way Mattel does their packaging in comparison to this, because this has just got all kind of foreign writing and stuff on there. So like Mattel doesn't really clutter up their packaging with that. I think Mattel's packaging on that's a little bit better. John Morrison, and I like the statistics, where it shows the height and weight and where they're from and all that. Kane. Drew McIntyre, and then Spawn with 22 points of articulation. So hang tight, guys. Guys, hang tight, guys, and we're going to go ahead and get our grubby little hands right on these grubby little figures. Oh, and real quick, here's a little bit different angle, but, you know, sometimes people want to see the Buck 382 right in action, so you just got to give it to them, you know? You just have to give it to them. We'll go ahead and cut it there and there to make up for any lack of Buck 382-1 action that I've been failing to showcase. You're welcome. All right, and here's these 6 figures open, and Luke Harper, once again, watching over the proceedings. So there, we'll look at John Morrison and the sunglasses and the tag belt and the hands, and Samoa Joe. He's got the hang loose hands on, and I may swap his for these other hands, because the last Samoa Joe I had, I put those on it. And he come with a SmackDown shirt. Drew McIntyre come with an extra head and the Raw shirt. Raw shirt, SmackDown shirt, an extra set of hands. Kane come with this Survivor Series chair, and it's not really padded, but it has that effect, how it kind of has got the raised up. It looks padded. They did a pretty good job with it in the extra set of hands. Kane. And there's Spawn with the club. Comes with a stand. And then Mando comes with this little credit piece there. And if you'll notice, I mean, look at the size difference. And that's the one bad thing. Like, I just wish that Spawn was a little smaller. I really wish, actually, the Star Wars guys were a little bigger. Because look at the Mattel guy. So the Spawn guy, I mean, next to Kane, he is a little bit bigger than Kane. But, I mean, you know, it's close enough to where they could potentially live in the same world. But, I mean, the difference between Spawn and Mando is just preposterous. And even, like I said, if you move Mando down here to, you know, Drew McIntyre, it's just, you know, I just hate the sizing difference, but oh well, it is what it is. Hey guys, Big Stevie Pump here, and I need to take just a moment to talk to you about something very important, and that is our stock level on this little guy right here, Grogu, Baby Yoda, the child. That's right, we are almost out. We knew this was going to be a big holiday hit, and it was. It was every bit the hit we thought it was going to be. And you better hurry real quick to rememberbiliacollectibles.com to get your hands. Look at that. He's got the force, folks. To get your hands on the very adorable Grogu, you better head to rememberbiliacollectibles.com while supplies last. And they ain't lasting long, folks. And I'm going to go ahead and give you the Big Stevie Pump guarantee on that. All right, guys, and we're back. So I went ahead and showed you the accessories and stuff ahead of time. You know, I don't know what's better. I mean, I want to keep you tuned in, which, of course, I don't know why anybody would start watching Tales from Collector's Paradise featuring Big Stevie Pump on BSPN Network and turn away. So, anyway, but maybe you would. I don't know why, but you might. If you did, though, you would miss a close-up look at this John Morrison figure. Johnny Nitro. Johnny Mando. Johnny Impact. Yeah, all those things. John Morrison. So, you know, he's bounced around the indie scene for a while. He left WWE, and this is actually an old-style Mattel elbow pad. I almost wonder if this John Morrison figure, if they just had it waiting in, like, mothballs or something, you know, for all this time, and they're like, oh, yeah, go ahead and put that one out, because they got the one tag belt. That's an irritant of mine. I love this tag belt. That's not an irritant. It's an irritant that they've only got, they're putting one tag belt in this series. He's the only figure that comes with the tag belt, so you got 4 figures in the series, you got one tag belt. I don't get that, Mattel. Shame on you. Stop doing that. That's just awful. I mean, really, it's just awful. I mean, and then they've taken some figures like Yokozuna, and he come with 2 tag belts, a Target exclusive one time, and then there was a Big Show that come with 2 different tag belts when he was, you know, one half of like 2 different tag champions or whatever, and he come with 2 different tag belts, but that weren't the same. Anyway, it took years and years and years to get that other one. So instead, and it was a little miscolored. Ringside Collectibles put it out. It was a little miscolored. Anyway, enough about that. But that's just a story of why these tag belts, what's ridiculous. And it took, like I said, so many years that the belts were discolored by the time Ringside Collectibles got them out. I mean, just they used a different shading of plastic. Anyway, John Morrison. So, sorry. I get on these little tangents. You know how big Stevie Pump is, and I mentioned Samoa Joe and the Hang Loose hands, and the last Samoa Joe I got had, I think green and black trunks. Oh yeah, and I didn't show the articulation, and I picked the bad one to do it because, of course, like I've mentioned before, on these you can't bend them up the way that the shorts stop the leg. So we'll find somebody else to do some articulation with, but torso bend. Towel. That is not a cloth towel. It's a hard rubber. But once again, the Hang Loose hands, I'll probably pull them off. All Samoa Joe figures look almost exactly the same. Let's get a close-up of his mean mug, though. Let's get the camera. Come on, camera. Pick him up. I don't know how sometimes when I'm getting close, it's been having trouble lately. Really. There we go. Because everybody needs to see Samoa Joe that close. So Drew McIntyre, relatively plain without his extra head in his Raw shirt, but here, we'll do some articulation on Drew McIntyre. That's what we can do. And I got a feeling, and I'm hoping not, and the back of his tights are actually cool, and he's the champion. And, actually real quick, I like these hands. I don't mind these, these grappling hands that they've got on him. I don't mind those hands at all. Anyway. So one thing about Drew McIntyre, I'm fearful that he's going to be the next Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, to where they just put the figure out over and over and over. So I'm hoping not, but like I said, that these two head sculpts, they've gotten quite a lot of mileage out of them. The last, 3 Elite Drew McIntyres, I think, have all had it, maybe even 4, have all had those head sculpts or, multiples. How about Kane? How about that head sculpt? The Big Red Machine. Now, I feel like they could have done a little better job there. Shame on you not painting that black and letting that skin tone show through. Not a fan of that, but, even see, it looks bad from there. I mean, I guess, I say that, and I don't think they designed the gloves to be like that. It's not those gloves that are designed. They might try to get away with that. I don't know. It doesn't look like that. It looks like they just didn't paint it. So I'm not, I don't know, Mattel. You're trying. Once again, this is an old style elbow pad that they've brought back out of retirement and started using again here in 2020. I don't know. That's the elbow pads they used when they first come out like a decade ago. So I don't know what's going on with that, folks. But Kane, and Kane is huge here, man. He's huge. His legs are not wanting to cooperate too much. Anyway, there's Kane, the Big Red Machine. Who knows what'll be the cameo for this one? The Big Red Machine. It may be him. I don't know. It could also be Mr. Spawn here. Spawn. Let's take his stand off. Mortal Kombat. And so, like I said, the articulation on this McFarlane figures has been getting much and much better. Now, I do wish this was a cloth accessory. Everybody knows that. And one friend of mine, Matt, he's like, he's commenting for, that would look terrible if it was a cloth accessory. So I don't know. He's not quite as big as a fan of the cloth accessories as I am, maybe, but I do like the way they did that. Kind of a loose piece. And then, of course, his knees, double jointed. Move his club out of the way of his face. Get a close up on Spawn's face. But I'm a fan of the cloth stuff. I agree sometimes the way they mold the capes, the way it looks, the aesthetic of it sitting on the shelf, like this flaring out and stuff, definitely is going to look better with a, rubberish plastic accessory. This is also, it is molded on there, but it's got a decent look to it, the way that they did it. Anyway, that Spawn's pretty cool. And finally, Mando. Din Djarin. This is how he looked when the show first started, all miscolored and beat up, and his armor's beat up and stuff. So, I mean, it's cool. Like, so this is how he looked when the show very first started. They got that spot on his back for his, gun. There's a little hole there. We'll pull that out so you can see it. And it goes through like I said, that piece moves, and you can see the hole. And then they've got that, set up for the hole there, and you just have to move its torso up a little bit to get it to line up. And once again, a non-cloth vinyl accessory. I don't know, Matt. I prefer the cloth, but there's the gun. So real quick, hang tight. I'll be right back. All right. And so here's the other Mando, that come out. So this is how Mando looked when the show first began, the first few episodes, and he was all mismatched, and then he upgraded his armor. And he looked like this for a bit during the show, and you can see there, both Mando's still a little mismatched, but he was definitely upgraded. Cool. And then there's a Beskar one that I don't have just yet. I have it, but I don't have it. So hoping to show it on a future show in 2021 later on this year. But there is a Beskar Mandalorian as well where he's all chromed out that looks really cool how he looks now. So I've got that on the way as well. So you'll see that at some point. All right. Once again, guys, I do appreciate you joining me here today on Tales from Collector's Paradise featuring Big Stevie Pump on BSPN, brought to you by RememorabiliaCollectibles.com. I appreciate all the likes and the comments and the subscriptions and the traffic to the website. Guys, 2021 is going to be an awesome year. Once again, you caught the day. This is the last qualifiers for the action figure of the year for my big show that's coming up, the Year in Review show for season 1. I started, back in March. And it's been a long journey, and, season 2, I guess, will run a little bit longer, but that's the way I'm going to do it. I just decided that I was going to have a year-in review show. I just decided I was going to grind all these figures out, get them all open, start fresh for 2021. So the toy box is cleared out. There were some 3 3/4-inch Joes in there. I don't have the full run yet. Working on that. So those are being pushed to 2021. They don't qualify for the show because I wanted to wait on those. But you did see some 3 3/4-inch retro G.I. Joes. Those are coming very soon. Hopefully I'll acquire the full set by the time you see this video. But coming up later on in 2021, hopefully those retro 3 3/4-inch Joes, I'll have them all. If I don't, I'll show what I got. So, guys, once again, thanks for tuning in. And Big Stevie Pump out! Tales from Collector's Paradise, hosted by yours truly, Big Stevie Pump. Oh yeah, guys, I'm telling you what, one final sell, one hard sell, the Year in Review show. I'm going to tell you what, you're not going to want to miss it. There's going to be all kind of stuff. The top 10 action figures, it's going to be big. I've got some big things planned, and I'm going to go ahead and give you the Big Stevie Pump guarantee on that.